Hi, I'm Barry Baumgardner, founder of Sage Event Management, and I want to talk to you today about one of my favorite topics, which is your environment matters. Now, what I mean specifically with your environment is your hotel environment matters, or maybe it's your special venue environment. That's fine too. Rules apply across the board. Here's what I mean specifically about your environment. If you're thinking of hosting a live event, you want to control all aspects of your environment. That means you want standalone space. Standalone space is really important because it means the whole ballroom is yours, or the whole room at the community center is yours. That means there can't be any interruptions next door. Let me give you a quick story just to illustrate exactly what I'm talking about. So think about a movie theater. You're sitting there, you're watching La La Land, you're completely engrossed. The hero is about to kiss the heroine. It's the moment, the romantic moment. And all of a sudden, next door, Star Wars Rogue One, big explosion, and that's all you can think about. You completely lost track of what's happening in La La Land. Most movie theaters these days, because of Dolby sound and all the amazing things that happen in movies, are really designed to eliminate that kind of interruption. It's pretty rare that you hear the audience next door clapping or you hear the explosion next door in the middle of your movie. There's a reason for that. It totally ruins the experience. So you want to think the same thing about your hotel experience. Let's say you're putting on your first live event and you're going through your content and you're at that critical moment. You've got the audience right in the palm of your hand. They're exactly where you want them to be. Maybe you're about to make an offer and all of a sudden the bride next door goes into the dance party and all you hear is "Can't Stop the Feeling." That is not what you want to have in your live event. You've totally killed the moment and it was completely beyond your control. So here's how we completely avoid that. Let me show you. All right, so let's say that this is our ballroom. I like a rectangle ballroom if I can get it. I like a short wall and a long wall. And there's something in a ballroom called air walls. I'm just gonna use this color here to illustrate. Here's an air wall, here's an air wall, and here's an air wall. Now here's the genius of air walls. I love air walls. They're really important because it allows you to control your environment. You can take a big ballroom and cut it down to the size you need just by pulling an air wall. And it is literally what it sounds like, an airy wall. It's not built for soundproofing. It is literally built for cutting space. And they tend not to be very good for soundproofing. So let me show you what I mean with controlling your environment. Let's say that we use this space for our general session. And let's say that we're going to use this space for our team office. And we're going to use this space for our VIP lunch. We have complete control of our environment. We're using that whole ballroom and we're controlling everything that happens in every section. Because we're in control of the team, we can let them know when they need to be quiet. We can make sure they know not to interrupt sessions. We know our VIP lunch is not happening at the same time that we're in the general session, so we don't have any conflicts there. So we can use this whole ballroom to the best of our advantage. But here's the potential problem. Let's say that another group, I'm going to put them in black, another group over here takes this whole space, and now you're over here having your important session and they're over here having a wedding or a bar mitzvah or whatever, a keynote speaker who maybe is funnier than you are and is getting constant laughter and applause. There's nothing worse than that. You don't want to compete with a bride or with another speaker. That's not what you've invested a year of your life into at the critical moment to have that interrupt everything that you've worked so hard for. So let me show you a couple things you can do. The first would be, you want to make sure that you've got the whole ballroom. If for some reason, let's say you're a smaller event, you can't have the whole ballroom. You've worked with the hotel and the only way you're going to be able to afford to be in the space you need at the property you want is to share a ballroom. There is a potential fallback. It's called a corridor or a separation of space. And let me show you what I mean. So here is, I'm going to use, let's see if we can get a red in here. Great, great. So this would be a corridor, right? So there is a small space between the two air wall tracks that you can use to separate you from the other group. Or even better, we just take this section and we don't use that, or we use it for the lunch that we can control, and the other group is still over here. We're here, this is the space we can control, the other group is there. That's really critical. You've now mastered control of your environment. The only thing to be aware of there is this is your pre-function space in front of the ballroom, and if you break at the same time, there's a chance that you're sharing that space. So one potential downside, which is why I really like, let's go back to black, I really like to control the whole space, and that would include the pre-function foyer. So here's the key. If you're thinking about hosting your next event, or you've already started sourcing, make sure it's a non-negotiable. It is truly a non-negotiable at Sage that we have StandAlone Space. We do not like to share space unless we've brought in the proper precautions, and that is only as a last possible ditch effort. In our world and our environment, it is really critical that you control all of your space, that you control the whole attendee experience, that you control your own experience so that you are able to give your best possible delivery. You're able to put that audience in the safe container of having them exactly where you want them at every moment of your event. And really, truly, the only way you can guarantee that is to own all the space and to control that environment. Trust me, environment matters and experience matters. I'd love to hear your comments on this. Tell me a little bit about experiences you've had or ways you've overcome it. Just post it here and possibly I'll address it in a future video. That's all for now. I hope you can put this to work at your next live event. Make it count. Go team, go.